I want to turn to schools. There's a lot of parents who send in questions all across the country. They're wondering what it's going to look like for their kids and masks, especially for young kids, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's Josh.
Why is the CDC not looking at the emotional impacts and the other physical impacts that having a mask on a child as young as 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 years old? Nobody seems to be talking about the emotional or physical impacts that having a mask on a child for that long is having, and the CDC should be looking at this. Why are they not?
Are you not? Are you?
Bret, thank you for that question. Josh, thank you for that question. Here's what I can tell you. First of all, I have 3 kids myself, and I completely understand. We want our kids back in school, and that is so very important. Over the summer, we've had numerous summer school outbreaks that have occurred when masks are not worn. We've had jurisdictions have had to close schools because there are so many clusters happening in the school system. So my primary goal is to get all our kids back in person safely for full-time learning, and to do so and to be able to keep the schools open to prevent those clusters from happening in school. Right now, the best way to do that is to have everybody masked, because we do have disease in the community, and hopefully as we have vaccinations for kids and less disease in the community, we'll be able to scale back on the mask wearing.
But those are cases, right? Those aren't hospitalizations.
Why is the CDC not looking at the emotional impacts and the other physical impacts that having a mask on a child as young as 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7 years old? Nobody seems to be talking about the emotional or physical impacts that having a mask on a child for that long is having, and the CDC should be looking at this. Why are they not?
William Lutz, what is doublespeak?
Doublespeak is language designed to evade responsibility, make the unpleasant appear pleasant, the unattractive appear attractive. Basically, it's language that pretends to communicate but really doesn't. It is language designed to mislead while pretending not to.
Is it done consciously?
Oh, yes, very consciously. Doublespeak is not a slip of the tongue or a mistaken use of language. It's exactly the opposite. It is language used by people who are very intelligent and very sophisticated in the use of language and know that you can do an awful lot with language.
Who's the worst offender?
In sheer bulk?
Yes.
Sheer numbers of examples? The government. If we count government from the local level all the way up to the federal level, I had to stop writing the chapter on government doublespeak. It was going to take over the whole book. But interestingly enough, and this was a revelation in doing the book, about a half a step behind comes business, with a tremendous amount of doublespeak.
How long has the government been using doublespeak?
I think of government as the 3rd oldest profession, and probably from the moment government was instituted, doublespeak came with it. I cite examples from the 5th century BC in Greece.